Testing, testing. TGAN. I do this shit for the love of the game.
Did you know I'm utterly insane?
Sorry. It's showtime.
As I already forget to unmute myself. Welcome to TGAN Live. Good thing I was muted, because I was coughing like a douche. Because for some reason, as soon as I start a live, I just want to blaze up one, so I don't know why. But I hope you like my brand new intro. I just re-upped my intro and decided to remove the whole licensed, possibly copyrighted music thing, so that doesn't happen. So I got some music from a free site for my background and for my intro. So much as I would like to keep using licensed music or whatever, I don't want to get like a copyright thing or anything. Or you can get lots of copyright, not strikes, but it'll demonetize your video. Not that I make anything from monetization, but now that I'm done jabbering on, it's been another week. It is Saturday, March 7th. So for the week of March 2nd, today, there hasn't been the craziest news, but topics today, Mr. David Jaffe has some opinions on the new God of War image, which we looked at last show. And his opinions aren't exactly glowing. So I've actually haven't even read, and there's a video from his own actual YouTube channel of him talking about it, which we're going to watch. And I haven't watched any of this yet, so I don't know what it's going to be like, but it's probably going to be funny. Because Jaffe's a funny dude. Super toxic, but he's hilarious. Also some updates with the Life is Strange show. Some new casting updates for that. And some Assassin's Creed Netflix show updates have happened. So we're going to take a look at everything that's going on with Assassin's Creed, and I'm always torn about talking about actual video game news and not just what happened with adaptations, because I always just want to stick strictly to the adaptation stuff. But when big news happens, like a couple weeks ago when Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond left Xbox and Asha Sharma took over, that's pretty big news, but I only glanced at it. But just this past week, they've officially announced the code name of the new Xbox console. So I figure we could take a look at that near the end of the show. As you can see, I'm always trying to update or upgrade my show every week. Between every week, I try to make an improvement somewhere. And adding more music, getting better with how to use Streamlabs, which is what I've been using since I started using a program. It'd be cool if I could have a nice, cool background behind here and not just my apartment, my boring-ass looking apartment, but I don't have all the money to go buy all those glowy light shit that people put up on their walls and stuff, and like all that stuff. If you hear any noise in the background, it's my cat running around doing crazy shit. But let's move on over to the other tab to see what's going on. So I'll turn down the background music. Always trying to make sure how this stream looks, because sometimes I'm worried that it doesn't look like how it looks, or you can't hear it or something. Always trying to make sure. I don't know why the beat is sounding like that though. Like hearing it play back, it sounds like it's like doubling over itself, and I don't know why. I don't know how to fix that. See, it's just annoying shit that just happens in the middle of a live, and I don't know how to fix it. Wait. Be there, I make myself a little smaller. But just looking at the Variety article first before actually looking at the video, which is probably just everything this article says, but over here on Variety, March 2nd, God of War Kratos, his first TV first look is so dumb and terrible, it looks like he's shitting. See, I'm laughing already, because that's exactly something Jaffe would say. Dave Jaffe, the creator of God of War games, took to his YouTube channel on Saturday to slam the first look from Amazon Prime's God of War Saturday. That must have been like the day after my show or something. See, again, I'm getting distracted by the stupid things on the side. He said the frame, which features franchise heroes Kratos in the Wood of the Sun, is so bad in so many ways. I'm sure everyone's trying really hard, but it's dumb. And let's be incredibly clear, okay? Two things can be true. This can be a terrible image, and it is. It is bad in so many ways, which we'll talk about in a moment. And Ron Moore is awesome, who is the showrunner. This guy's a juggernaut of a talented fellow, and I have absolutely no doubt it's going to be a good show. Jaffe added that he doesn't mind that star Ryan Hurst isn't a dead ringer for Kratos, but instead takes issue with expression and pose as what he describes as the dumb fucking image. So they censored F in the title, but they don't censor F in the article itself. Okay. Kratos in this pose with this expression, not the guy's face, but this expression. He looks stupid. If you're going to reveal to most people a brand new character that you hope is going to carry your series for the first time, and you've never really seen him before, yeah, that's true. It's a really bad picture in terms of, for people, if this is the first time they've ever seen what Kratos looks like, or someone who's always been wanting to see Kratos in live action for years, and suddenly this is what they get. Maybe that's conscious. Maybe they're like, well, what we really want to focus in on is the father-son story. And if you focus on him being like Spartan rage and all that, maybe people are like, I don't want to watch that. Wait, is this? Well, this is the video I already have over here, so you can watch his reaction. Amazon Prime first unveiled the first look photo on February 27th, along with Hurst as Kratos and Callum Vinson as his son. Other cast members may include Max Parker as Heimdall, Olaf Dari Alfenson as Thor, Mandy Patinkin as Odin, and Alistair Duncan. I already got the video over here lined up, ready to go. Ready to go. Ready to go.
I think I mean, what do you want me to say? People ask, understandably, Jeffy, what do you think of this? Okay. Let's be very, very clear, first off. If you don't know Prime Video, they're making the God of War series, spending a lot of money. It's a big deal. And this is the first image they chose to release. Come on. I swear I'm not doing a bit. I don't do bits. I'm sure everybody's trying real hard. It's so dumb. But okay, let's be incredibly clear. Okay? Two things can be true. This can be a terrible image, and it is. It is so bad in so many ways, which we'll talk about in a moment. And Ron Moore is awesome, who is the showrunner. He created the new Battlestar. He didn't create, because it's based on books, I think, but Outlander, is it called Outlander? The kind of romantic, my sister's really into it. Outlander, about the woman who goes back in time. He's done Star Trek stuff. The guy is a juggernaut of a talented fellow. I have absolutely no doubt it is going to be a good show. Corey is on it. I think Corey has a great deal to offer, not just to this universe, but he's great with storytelling. I'm not worried about the show. But I'm a little worried about what the fuck is this? Not because I'm like, how dare it doesn't look like Kratos. I don't care about that. I don't care. A good actor is a good actor, and that's all you need. I'd much rather have a great actor who embodies the essence of the character and makes the character endearing or memorable or iconic, then looks just like the person in the video game. Who cares, right? I mean, you care right now, but eventually they can become, Peter Parker never looked like Tobey Maguire until Tobey Maguire became Peter Parker, right? So I'm not worried about that stuff. It's just a dumb fucking image. And then the guy who plays Kratos tweeted out something or Instagrammed something. He says, God of War star Ryan Hurst, after the official look was released, says, "Don't believe everything you see on the internet, kids." Well, then why is the goddamn Prime Video releasing it? This isn't some behind-the-scenes thing that somebody snuck from the set. This is an official release from Amazon, who's producing the show.
Exactly.
So I don't know what the fuck that means. But beyond that, let's just briefly look at the image. The most offensive thing about the image is...
Why would Ryan Hurst say that? I didn't even know he said that about an image on his show. Don't believe everything you see? Like, what the fuck does that mean? You're trying to, discount the picture after it just came out.
Not Kratos. Kratos just, in this pose with this face expression, not the guy's face, but this expression, he just looks stupid. If you are going to reveal to most people a brand new character that you hope is going to carry your series for the first time, and they've never really seen this before, and this is the way you introduce them, I mean, maybe that's conscious. Maybe they're like, well, what we really want to focus on is the father-son story, and if we focus on him being like, rah, Spartan Rage and all that, maybe people are like, I don't want to watch that show. Okay, maybe, but then at that point, could you find a picture that doesn't look like he's shitting in the woods? Because that's what the picture looks like. But that's not the most offensive thing. The kid, I get that they wanted a younger kid than Atreus was. I think Atreus was like 11 or 10 in the first 2018 game. But, they want this kid to age with the series. And if you hire him now and he's 12 and they don't start filming the new series till he's 14... he's going to be too old to for the arc that they're clearly building. So I don't mind that he's young. I mind that he just looks, every picture I've seen, and I'm not being mean to a child. I'm sure he's a wonderful child, a nice looking kid, talented. But his hair looks like it's got tons of product in it. He looks, and I know he's supposed to be a little kid. But is he a little kid that needs glasses? Is he a little kid that maybe is a little special? Because look how he's holding the bow and where he's aiming the bow. It's like he's not aiming it's just weird the way the whole image looks. He looks like he's kind of very confused.
That's why the kid himself looks more like AI than the guy, because the hands are just way off. Like I said before, those hands, look at those hands. Looks like he only has like 3 fingers, and he has the hands of a 40-year-old.
He was a little boy with way too much product in his hair. He just, neither of these characters look very interesting or appealing. They look just dumb. Like if this was God of War Dumb and Dumber edition, that's what you would expect. Like it's a comedy. But the most offensive thing about this entire image is the styrofoam rock. You would think in a world of CG and AI and just, over a century of movie magic of real-time practical effects, or better yet, the effect is probably fine. The actual creation of the rock, the guys who made the prop or the ladies who made the prop are probably great. It's the lack of lighting in a proper way. This looks like what you would go into a hobby store and buy for your fucking train set. For like, oh, I got the boulder set for the trains to go by, and it's got the moss that's, some, amateur craft guy is kind of glued onto it's just a terrible image. And so the issue, I don't think is, I'm not worried about the show. I'm not particularly interested in the show because the Norse thing isn't really, I love 2018, but after that, I don't like where God of War is right now. It doesn't interest me. I know a lot of people adore it, and that's great. I'm sure the show will be fine, though, primarily because Ron Moore is a really good creator and showrunner, and Corey's involved, and I think it'll be great for people who like this kind of thing. I'm honestly just more confused, not worried. I don't worry. We're probably entering World War III right now. I'm not worried about this, but I'm confused by who at Amazon or PlayStation Productions that I have a great deal of respect for is like, you know what? Out of the 80 images we could release, this is the one. This is the one. That person needs to be on some kind of list. Don't let that person get on a plane because I don't think they're well.
Funny. Yeah, well, like I said before with Jaffe or last week,
neither of these characters look very...
I think this is just a slap together image that they just had to get out there for like marketing, promoting reasons. They didn't they hadn't even started filming yet. I'm pretty sure they hadn't even actually officially started filming and were still in pre-production when they took this picture. So this is just a BS slap together picture. I mean, they're probably not even there together at the same time. The kid could be separate, right? They could be separate. Even the way the kid looks like in front of the rock, that doesn't look right. It looks like completely composited, and not even in a good way. Yeah, there's so many things wrong with this image. It's just such a weird choice to hype up a show for that a lot of people could be looking forward to with such a bad image. That's just bad on so many different levels. I guess this Jaffe thing came out after I'd already done my little look at it last Saturday, because it said it came out on Saturday, so it must have been later that day or around the same time. But Jaffe is a creator of God of War. He created God of War back in 2004 or 5. So I'm obviously going to listen to what the guy who created God of War thinks about the God of War show. And it's crazy because it's a huge franchise. He also created Twisted Metal. And as a YouTuber, I feel like he should be way huger. I mean, I watch him, and he's even been on a couple of the live shows that I watch. And he's a funny dude. But he can be pretty toxic and say a lot of nasty shit. But he's still funny. And he only has 60,000 subs. That's not really a lot for a guy who created an iconic gaming series. Tim Kaine is on here too, who created Fallout. And we all know how much I like Fallout. But I think his channel is has more probably. Yeah, he has 200k subs. But at the same time, I don't know, Jaffe should have just as much. But Kaine has been around longer, so if that counts, I don't know. But these guys are both cool because they go on and they talk about what's happening in the industry, and people who created huge gaming franchises have opinions. You want to listen to them, even if you don't agree with it. What they gotta say could be definitely interesting. Weather outside is like blowing the window a lot. I don't know if you can pick that up on here. I'm drinking water. I'm drinking coffee over here. Jesus, see, I'm getting confused, distracted. They're making a Little House on the Prairie reboot. Like, see, everything's just a fucking reboot. I guess it's time to switch over to the next topic, which is that Life is Strange, a game series that I've never ever played ever, but is pretty popular. It's finally got some casting news from just the other day over here on Variety. Life is Strange TV series cast Maisie Stella. Maisie's also the name of my niece. Tatum Grace Hopkins as Chloe and Max. Series comes from Square Enix, Story Kitchen, and Lucky Chap. Story Kitchen again is that production company that does all adaptations. Life is Strange series adaptation that Prime Video has found as 2 leads. So it's another Prime. Prime's really doing a lot. Prime is just kind of taking the lead here now on adaptations almost. Like, there's them Netflix and HBO, but HBO really doesn't have anything beyond Last of Us so far. And Twisted Metal's on Peacock. But Prime and Netflix are the ones with all the stuff right now. Variety has learned exclusively that Maisie Stella and Tatum Grace Hopkins have been cast in the roles of Chloe and Max, respectively. The show was first reported to be set up at Prime Video in September 2025. Per the official logline, the show follows Max, a photography student who discovers she can rewind time while saving the life of her childhood best friend, Chloe Stella, as she struggles to understand this new skill. The pair investigate the mysterious disappearance of a fellow student, uncovering a dark side to their town that will ultimately force them to make an impossible life or death choice that will impact them forever. So I've never played any of the Life is Strange games, so I don't have any clue or any stake in any of this. But I'm always happy when any game adaptation gets announced and comes out. And this will get a lot of eyes on it from all the people who love it. I've heard a lot of good things about the series. Lots of people who I follow on YouTube and whatnot are always talking about how great it is. Continuing on with the Variety article, as previously reported, the show will be written by Charlie Covell, who also serves as executive producer and showrunner. Dimitri M. Johnson, Michael Lawrence Goldberg, and Timothy I. Stevenson will executive produce under the Story Kitchen banner. The series comes from Square Enix, Story Kitchen, and Lucky Chap, with Amazon and MGM Studios producing. Lucky Chap. Isn't that Margot Robbie's thing? I don't know. It might be. I might be wrong. Yeah, it is. Margot Robbie that's her production company. So she's involved with this? Or how involved are they if it's just their production company being involved in it? Hopkins will be making her television debut with Life is Strange. She has primarily worked on the stage up until now, including starring in the Broadway production Queen of Versailles and For the Girls. She also starred in the short film Meek, which premiered at the Montclair Film Festival in 2024. I should move back from the mic a little. Stella is an accomplished musician, but in terms of acting, her biggest TV role to date was her time on the ABC hit music drama Nashville. In which she played Daphne Conrad for the show's entire 6-season run. She made her film debut in the critically acclaimed feature My Old Ass opposite Aubrey Plaza in 2024, which earned Stella an Independent Spirit Award. She followed that role up in Maud Apatow's. Wait, what? Oh my God, Maud Apatow. So Judd Apatow's kid is now directing. Ugh. Damn it! What's that word now? That word they use when people have their family and everything, because Maud Apatow. He has 2 daughters, but I forget which one is it. He has both of them are in Knocked Up, and yeah, that's Judd Apatow's daughter. Obviously, she gets her looks from her mom. Yeah, there's her mom. There's Judd and what's her face, Leslie Mann, and then Judd is not a stud, but he makes funny movies. They have another daughter's name. I remember both their daughters were Knocked Up, but one of them I think it's the other one, but one of them didn't continue acting. Yeah. I think she was the younger one in the younger Knocked Up movie. She was the really whiny cry baby one. And basically all their lines were just pure ad lib. I don't know. I'm just going off on about Knocked Up now. Once again, getting sidetracked. What was that? She followed up that role in Maud Apatow's directorial debut, Poetic License. The film debuted at the Tribeca Film Festival in 2025 and will be released in the U.S. later this year. Likewise, she will appear in the feature Flower Vale Street alongside Anne Hathaway and Ewan McGregor, also due to premiere later this year. Stella is rep by CAA Entertainment 360 Narrative and McEwen Frankel Whitehead. How is somebody rep by 5 different things? What is that? How does I don't even know what that means. You're rep by 3 different people, 4 different companies. Hopkins is rep by PH Entertainment Group. Covell is rep by UTI. You're repped by a fucking a thing you put in. I don't know. Anyways, whatever. Lark Management and Hanson Jacobson. Oh my God, I'm not talking very good today. Story Kitchen is rep by WME and Pryor Cashman. Lucky Chap is repped by Entertainment 360, CAA, attorney Jeff Bernstein, and Narrative. Narrative is just the name, just that one name, Narrative. It was reported in January that Life is Strange Reunion will be the conclusion of Chloe Max's stories. And that will launch on March 26th. So March 26th, just a couple weeks, the next Life is Strange game will be coming out. I don't do anything. I don't play Life is Strange at all. The first Life is Strange game was released in 2015 to positive reviews, industry praise, and award nominations and wins. In 2023, it is reported the game had reached over 20 million players. The original game was followed by the prequel Life is Strange Before the Storm in 2017, The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit, and Life is Strange 2, which focused on new characters, were released in 2018. These were followed by another standalone game, Life is Strange True Colors 2021. Life is Strange Double Exposure, which once again featured Max as a protagonist, came out in 2024. The games were developed by Don't Nod Entertainment and later Deck 9, with Square serving as publisher. Just seeing what else Variety had on Life is Strange. I like to go to nice official sites, but I can always get it from the site that it first came from, that had the exclusive when it first came. That is what I prefer to do. I want to take another look at Story Kitchen. I looked at these guys before, but they're working on a lot of stuff. They're working on a lot of how did that come up? How does like boring ass football come up when I'm looking up this shit? Story Kitchen. I looked at these guys before, but they're working on a lot of game adaptation style. And I'm wondering if anything's been updated since I last looked at them. See, there's Life is Strange, so they did all the Sonic movies. So these Lara Croft ones came out. This would be like the live action one that's already been working on. Grow a Garden. So It Takes Two, Just Cause. But see, these guys are doing, all they do are adaptations. That's their entire MO. And they're doing a Toe Jam on Earl one, which is like, wait, Toys R Us. How do you do an adaptation of Toys R Us? What does this mean? The world's most iconic toy retailer and the titular mascot, Jeffrey, are coming to the big screen to inspire new generations. But what does that mean? Is it a documentary? From bikes to trains to video games, Toys R Us remains committed to inspire creativity, play, and imagination. This doesn't explain what this is. It's a documentary about Toys R Us, I guess? What else would it be? It Takes Two, House of the Dead, Just Cause, Kingmakers, My Friend Pedro, Raw Fury, Sifu, Shinobi, Ruiner, Sleeping Dogs, Slime Rancher. These are like ones that like, I think some of these might be new since last time I was here, because I've been here before. So Split Fiction, they're doing 2 of those games by the guy that makes the double people games. I don't know what the fuck you call it. Steal a Brain Rot? What's that? This game came out last May and they're already trying to adapt it. See, this is how quickly they snatch things up. But you know, why not? At least grab the IP. Though, I'm trying to. What's this Teddy Ruxpin thing about? Is this another documentary? So this is another documentary.
Show.
Oh, it's just the old ass commercial. Live action movie. Wait, what? This is from a Variety article. How do you make a live action movie about Teddy Ruxpin? So they're not 100% all game adaptations, just about, but like everything besides those 2 things, which are like, I don't get how they're gonna do that. I don't get how they're gonna do a Vampire Survivors adaptation. Visconti Dracula. I don't even get much juice out of that story. This Life is Strange one. It's like, yeah. This is what we have so far for the casting. easy, Stella. Sorry, I'm looking at her page. What did Maisie Stella do? Poetic license? Standing on the shoulders of kitties. My old ass, Nashville. What's Poetic License about? That's the movie that What's-Her-Face did. So she directed it. Raffi, whatever. Wait, is her mom in it too? Of course. Jesus, these people are all just like, damn it, what's that goddamn word again? You know what word I'm talking about. Raffi, Donna. Two inseparable best friends, Sam and Aries, start to unravel as they compete for the affection of Liz, the middle-aged mom auditing their college poetry workshop. Liz and then Leslie Mann, that's so boring. Nico Parker, she played Sarah in The Last of Us. She didn't last very long. Nashville, Spirit Riding Free, Johnny Orlando, Mackenzie Ziegler. What's Tatum Grace Hopkins been in? Wow, so this woman, like I said in the whatever, it's like they said in the article, she's basically only ever done on stage. So yeah, Meek is the only thing that she has on here, and then it's Life is Strange, and Meek is a short she did like 2 years ago. Eighth grade girl at the cusp of self awareness gets more than she bargains for after she steals her first bra. Okay. Don't steal your first bra, just get one from your mama. Ooh, she's Canadian. Okay, good. Now I like you. I like you, Maisie, because you're Canadian and you have the same first name as my beautiful niece. She's from Oshawa. So she's one of those people that does everything. Like she's an actor and singer and director and writer and dancer and hairstylist, whatever. All right, let's go take a look at Assassin's Creed and what's been going on with any updates we have with that. And this is over here on Netflix's actual page. So I guess if it's coming from them themselves who are making it, it should be pretty accurate. And they've had some somewhat recent updates. Everything you need to know about the live-action Assassin's Creed series. Tamsin Crawford joins Lola Pettigrew, Toby Wallace, Laura Marcus, and Zachary Hart in the upcoming adaptation. One of the biggest blockbuster golden franchises in game history is making a leap from interactive platforms to streaming series. July, Netflix powered up the Animus and announced a live-action adaptation of Assassin's Creed. The beloved franchise, launched in 2007 by the French game developer Ubisoft. And now the project is taking its next step forward with early casting intel. Tamsin Crawford, a Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, Tiny Beautiful Things, joins Laura Marcus, Bad Education, Death by Lightning, Zachary Hart, Slow Horses, Black Dove Season 2. I get tired from talking a lot like this. Lola Pettigrew, Say Nothing, Tuesday, and Toby Wallace. Euphoria Season 3 Society. Say Nothing. Is that like the sequel to Say Anything? As the series' first regular set to explore the world of Assassin's Creed. Nearly 5 years in the making, the live-action adaptation is the first series to be developed under a Netflix agreement for Ubisoft for Assassin's Creed. When we first announced our partnership with the UB in 2020, we set out with an ambitious goal to bring the rich, expansive world of Assassin's Creed to life in bold new ways. Now, after years of dedicated collaboration, it's inspiring to see just how far that vision has come. Guided by the deft hands of the showrunners Roberto Patino and David Weiner, the team has carefully crafted an epic adventure that both honors the legacy of the Assassin's Creed franchise and invites longtime fans and newcomers alike to experience the thrill of the Brotherhood as we've never seen before. Sorry. Here's your encrypted dossier on what's next for the Brotherhood. What is Assassin's Creed and what will the new series be about? With more than 230 million units sold, the Assassin's Creed franchise is one of the best selling in video game histories, set an industry standard for its rich and engrossing storytelling. While the exact details of the upcoming series is still shrouded in mystery, much like the assassins themselves, its logline reads, Assassin's Creed is a high-octane thriller centered on the secret war between two shadowy factions. One set on determining mankind's future through control and manipulation. High-octane thriller centered on the secret war between two shadowy factions. One set on determining, while the other fights to preserve free will. This series follows its characters across pivotal historical events as they battle to shape humanity's destiny. That just feels like a big placeholder, logline, whatnot, because yeah, that's just the overall broad story of the entire Assassin's Creed series in itself. So this would not particularly be what the show is about, because it doesn't really tell you anything at all. Like, who's the protagonist? Is this Toby Wallace, who was the first person announced to be in it? They don't even know what he's doing yet. But who is in the cast? Besides Toby Wallace, Pettigrew, Hart, Marcus, and Crawford, they are the first to join as regulars, and additional casting is underway. Details about the characters remain tightly under oath, but keep checking Tadum. What's Tadum? Is that something I'm missing out? Tadum. Is that what Netflix calls their own like thing? Like, it's almost like you're updating your own actual like stuff. So I don't know. It kind of feels like, do I really want to read an article about that directly from them if the article is just talking about how great everything is? Like, does this thing review its own shows? Who is the creative team behind Assassin's Creed? Emmy nominees Robert Pantino, DMZ, Westworld, Sons of Anarchy, David Weiner, Halo, Homecoming, The Killing will serve as creative showrunners and executive producers. So they guys have really good pedigree. Westworld, and then Halo, and Homecoming, and The Killing. The Killing is really good as well. We've been fans of the Assassin's Creed since its release in 2007. Every day we work on the show, we come away excited and humbled by the possibility that Assassin's Creed opens to us. Weiner and Patino said in a joint statement. I don't know if it's Weiner or Weiner. You see that and you want to say Weiner, so like, but I guess Weiner would be if the letters were switched. I and E. Beneath the scope, the spectacle, the parkour, and the thrills is a baseline for the most essential kind of human stories about people searching for purpose, struggling the questions of identity and destiny and faith. It's about people searching for power. Okay, it's about power and violence, and sex and greed and vengeance. Yeah. But more than anything, this is a show about the value of human connection. Across cultures, across time. And it's about that, and it's about what we stand to lose as a species when these break those connections. We've got an amazing team behind us with the folks at Ubisoft and our champions at Netflix, and we're committed to creating something undeniable for fans all over the planet. In addition to the first showrunners we announced, executive producers include Gerald Gilmore. Well, one of the Gilmores have to be involved from Ubisoft. Is he related to the Eves? I guess Eves is the guy that owns it. His brother, maybe? I don't know. Margaret Boykin, Austin Dill for Ubisoft Film and Television, and Matt O'Toole. We are so excited to work alongside Roberto David and our Netflix partners to bring this beloved franchise and series. Says Boykin. We look forward to delivering an experience that speaks to the heart of the fans that love about Assassin's Creed, while introducing its unforgettable worlds and timeless themes to new audiences worldwide. Netflix's upcoming series will continue its run of gaming adaptations, following the footsteps of likes of Castlevania, Cyberpunk, Edge Runners, which is probably my overall favorite of all of Netflix's adaptations. I really like that one. Castlevania is good too, and of course, Arcane is like visually stunning. And this is old because it says the upcoming Splinter Cell Death Watch, but that's already come out since then, and that's a good show too. Then Arcane, based on the Riot Games League of Legends, became an Annie and Emmy award-winning anime series acclaimed by fans and critics alike. No release date for the series has been announced yet, but keep checking Tudum. Like, what is that? Tudum. Do they have any more connections to this that I can click on? Oh, it just takes you to the page to watch it. What if I Google this? What else will come up? Just if I could find other informationes. Actually, there was an update the other day on Ubisoft's page itself. But he said something, and it was a very short little note. Yeah, I still have the link here in my browser. He said it somewhere. Where was it? The future of... It was like the future of... the future of the entire franchise for the year or something. Now, where was that? Back. Yeah, right here. Into 2026. This is just a couple days ago. But it's a very tiny, short little note. I guess he says it all in that video. This is just a transcriptiones. That's all right here. Tiny little thing. Expect more news on the Netflix live action series very soon. Yes, it's been a long time in the making, but Assassin's Creed is taking the leap to live action. Don't do that. It's like windy out. I can hear like the wind blowing against my window. Wind in my window. Wind in my window. Oh my god, Chrome, I hate you. There's some kind of virus on my fucking browser that keeps making my default search turn back to Yahoo. I don't want to use no fucking garbage Yahoo search. So, let's take a look at Project Helix, I guess. Project Helix. There's lots of different articles out about it. Sorry, I'm weird. Windows Central is not open. Written about this yet? I want to use Windows Central because of Jez. There's no way there's not an article about on it. It's just not possible. There you go. I want to get my news from Jez Gordon because I like him on Windows Central. Xbox next console, Project Helix. Codename revealed. CEO Asher Sharma reaffirms new Xbox PC hybrid on the way. So does that mean whenever they were saying about hybrid this whole time, it didn't mean hybrid as in console and then mobile, like the Switch? Because that sounds like what they were talking about. But now that I actually read it out loud, I'm looking at it to say, they just meant like PC Xbox the whole time. News of the Xbox first-party hardware death continues to be greatly exaggerated. As incoming CEO Asher Sharma recommits to new hardware, Xbox next-generation console hardware is coming into view, and it now has a project named Helix. Project Helix is the code name for Xbox next-gen first-party hardware using AMD's hybrid PC Xbox SoC, whatever that means, codenamed Magnus. So they had a code name called Magnus for the actual card, AMD card, but it was confusing to people because they just thought Magnus was the code name, and I actually did too. And then someone said, "No, this is the code name." So to me, that's like a little bit of unnecessary confusion of like, okay, don't give something that's not out yet a code name and then change it to a different code name. It's confusing to people who aren't big up on tech, or people who are just like, or people who just want to say that Ash is dumb because she didn't know. Like, oh, I saw someone actually comment that, like, oh, Ash is stupid because she changed the name of Magnus to Helix. So like, no, Magnus was the code name for the graphics card or whatever they want to call it. Like, I don't know what SoC means, so I'm not up on all the jargon. Former Xbox president Sarah Bond confirmed a new partnership with AMD last summer, but Sharma's comments confirmed the new Xbox leadership team will continue with this commitment. Of course, Helix will be the name of the next-gen console itself. That we're still going to have to find out and wait. Microsoft uses a variety of code names for its projects of all shapes and sizes. Previously, we've had Durango for 360, Scorpio for Xbox One X, Anaconda for Project Helix, the code name for our next generation console. Project Helix, well, wait, I shouldn't have clicked on that while I was in the middle of reading it. I don't have Twix, so I don't know if I can even read this. Officially confirming, maybe just write everything she says. No. Looking forward to chatting about this more with partners and studios. My first GDC next week. Oh yeah, she's got a GDC coming up, so she's going to have a lot to prove at that. That's her big moment right there. If she flexing GDC up, I don't know. However I mean by that, I don't know, but she's definitely a very confident public speaker, so. Microsoft is working around the clock to make the Xbox full screen experience for PC feel as close to a polished console experience. Yeah, I don't know what the full screen experience thing is. Like, I don't have an Ally. I'd love to have an Ally X, but I just don't. So that's the thing I don't know about. Like, I don't know how it looks. I don't know what that's even got to do with like even if it's. I mean, all the Xbox consoles that's ever come out were always pretty PC centric, anyways. They're like the most like PC consoles of all the consoles that are out there. I mean, this whole hybrid thing is like making people go nuts with like, well, is it a PC or not? And I'm just like, the things people argue about in this whole community, it's like, I wouldn't go that far with the stuff that they say. Microsoft is working around the clock to make the Xbox full screen experience for PC feel as close to a polished console experience as possible, taking the view that exiting out of Windows should be entirely optional. Optional. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. What does it look like? During the partner preview, this is like from last year, and I really do want a Xbox Ally XO. I'd love one. I don't even need one. Like, how much would I even actually use it? I'd get it, and I'd probably just plug it into my TV the whole time. That's something I still haven't really seen, is like, how well does the Ally X work when you're playing it through a TV, because you can set it up like as a console and plug it in and use your X controller. As such, Xbox Helix would be the most open Xbox ever. See, Helix isn't that bad of a name already. Xbox Helix, that kind of already sounds like a decent name for the console. So, what would the actual code name be when Helix is still a good name? Okay, I'm gonna do this. Oh shit! I just closed down my own browser in the middle of using it. Acrobat, why are you showing up? See, I see day one. They're talking about it. Used to be Xbox era. Now it's day one. They're gonna be on in an hour or so.
I watch those guys. They're a good time. Great post. I shouldn't be doing this right now, but I don't want to forget. Make a poll. No one's gonna read. What do you think of the Xbox? The new code name Helix. Great. Not so great. Where the hell is that article I was reading? It closed everything down. That's annoying. I'm so bad at this. I gotta stop saying that and I gotta get better at it. Why is no one in the chat at all? I'm sad. It makes me sad. Just kidding. Alright, let's start again. As such, Xbox Helix will be the most open Xbox ever. You'll be able to boot up the Windows desktop from here and install other PC stores such as Steam, Epic Games, GOG, Riot Clan, Battle.net, and more. That would be the insane part. Like, that idea is kind of insane because, like, just console alone is enough for me in terms of all the games I get. And I mean, I have Steam Epic accounts, but I never really use them. But that would be crazy, though. Like, to have everything you have with Xbox, but then also all your Steam library and your Epic library and your good old games and whatever else you use. You'll also be able, this one is good. Like, in theory, you'll also be able to install Adobe Premiere, Streamlabs, which is what I've been using right now for streaming, and other content creation tools. I like that they mentioned Streamlabs in the article. They just happen to, which is the exact stream software that I've been using that I'm still figuring out. And is it worth it to pay for it? Other content creation tools and even coding programs and whatever else Windows 11 has available. I mean, you could probably like easily hook up a wireless keyboard and mouse. I mean, how easily would you be able to go from? You can do keyboard and mouse on the consoles now. I don't think many people do it, but considering the Series X looks like a PC tower, you can just put it next to your PC, and people would just be like, "Hey, your PC looks cool." And they'd be like, "That's not a PC. That's an Xbox. What's an Xbox?" Yeah, so right here, decades of software compatibility awaits. So it'd be like this crazy open system, which would make people like go nuts over it. Some people are like, well, it's not an Xbox because it's not a console, it's a PC. That's what's going to be the next argument for until this thing comes out. Critically, people will actually want this thing. Xbox hardware has more challenges to endure than ever on this front. The huge challenge and huge opportunity facing Xbox Helix. Assuming Xbox doesn't change its strategy on this front, it's hard to say how many units Microsoft can expect to sell of Xbox Helix without exclusive content. So they're back on the exclusivity train, which was like a thing, then it wasn't a thing, and now it's a thing again. With Halo, Gears, Forza, and Fable now going to PlayStation, why, if I'm a new user, would I ever buy an Xbox in a universe where PlayStation has access to the biggest library of content? Do they have the access to the biggest? I'm sorry. Wait, what? This line is confusing. Why would I ever buy an Xbox in a universe where PlayStation has access? How so? If PlayStation just has access to the console games, how is that more? That Jez, Xbox CEO Asha Sharma. Wait, am I like playing a video that no one's seeing? I don't know why it's doing it. If it's not showing up. Yeah, I don't know why it wasn't doing that. See? I don't know what changed. Jerks. Assuming Xbox doesn't change its strategy on this front, it's hard to say how many units Microsoft expect to sell of Xbox without exclusive content. Asha Sharma said in a previous interview that she plans to examine why Xbox has made the decisions it has made regarding things like this, so things could potentially change down the line. Either way, armed with Steam and other PC stores, the Xbox PC Helix would have the biggest combined content library on Earth. Yeah, it would. It would be the only gaming PC that gives broad access to console games. People are just going to be like, well, it's basically just a PC that lets you play Xbox games too. And if you're on Game Pass, like, I mean, does that make any PC that has Game Pass on it, if someone's using it, make that an Xbox console? Do you think that's what it is? I wouldn't say that. That sounds like a compelling selling point to anyone who's already in the ecosystem, such as myself. However, for anyone who has yet to consider an Xbox, I'm not sure if it's enough to consider over Steam or PlayStation. Especially if it's priced in line with other similarly spec'd PC gaming hardware. PlayStation is rumored to be pulling back from PC game releases. Rumored, of course, compounding its premium content library. Hi. Microsoft might be able to leverage its big contracts with component manufacturers to bring Game Pass now costs $30 a month or more if you're in Canada like me, for the day one games tier. Although Game Pass has admittedly been on quite a tear recently, grabbing Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 and 2, Witcher 3 among others, and Cyberpunk is coming soon. Even though I already have it. Either way, there's little we actually know about Helix so far. I'm getting like, I got so bad ADD. Xbox CEO has selected for the position based on her expertise for hyperscaling online platforms. Such as Instacart and Facebook Messenger. There are a few in the space with such an impressive resume in this direction. She understands the needs of vendors and partnership platforms and should have the knowledge to navigate gaming's complex relationship with social media adjacency. An angle Xbox and other legacy platforms have underexplored over the years, in my view. Then there's AI, for better or for worse. The next gen Xbox will undoubtedly have an NPU like the Ally X. The Ally X now has a AI-powered video clip curation. AI-powered video clip curation powered by our gaming sessions. It will also get a hardware. But is that really enough? Whether it's tariffs involving user behavior, self-imposed exclusive content guide, or the generalized negative perception of Xbox, Asher Sharma and Xbox Helix faced the brand's biggest test since it launched 25 years ago. Should Xbox have exclusive games? Yes. Some. I don't know. It doesn't bug me as much as other people go on about it. Put a fork in Xbox. It's done. If I wanted to join the conversation, I have to log in. If I logged into the site before. MS could easily do another closed console as an entry level. I wonder. That'd be like two drastically different consoles in a way, wouldn't it? Like the S and X are just like the same console, just one's got more powerful, got better specs. Well, I'm only an hour and 20 minutes into the stream, and I've run out of topics. I've run out of topics. Okay, what other topic would you guys like to talk about? Just kidding, there's no one else in the chat except moi. Well, that just about wraps up another week of TGAN Live. I'm pretty sure no one was actually watching this episode. If there's anyone in the chat, say holla, because I'm about to leave. Alright, like and subscribe, drop a